Welcome back everybody. So this is gonna be a quick update video for you guys on stock market, and before we get started, please smash that like button, and 100 plus likes on this video would be greatly appreciated guys. And if you're new here, consider subscribing. Now if you want to get my daily trade ideas, swing trade ideas, live trading, and you want to support the channel, definitely check out their link down below in the description for Patreon. On Dow Jones, it's up 0.30%, Nasdaq going up 1.28%, S&P going up 0.61%, and Russell going down today 0.65%. These 11 sectors that makes up S&P 500 completely risk on move today here in the market. On top, leading the way, technology, communication services, healthcare. On bottom, lagging behind utilities, real estate, energy, basic materials, and financial. Now, stock market map, what we got here? You can see it right here on stock market map. Big move on Nvidia stock up 4.43%. Microsoft also going up over 4%. We got names like Oracle, PLTR going up 5, 6, 7%. Apple going up 0.5%. We got Amazon going up 1.86%. Google flat, Meta up over 1%, and Tesla going down for the day just over 2%. Energy red, and you can see utilities also red on the day. On Dow Jones, it's up 0.27%. So let's talk about my last video. You guys saw that in my thumbnail. It says breakout, and we definitely got a massive breakout in the market, and it just gap up and go, right? And another thing I want to point out, when things get oversold, especially Bollinger Bands, when you look at it, it came under, we got a bounce. It came back close to it, we got a bounce. Came back really close to it, we got a massive bounce. And now, not only a massive bounce, gap up and go for, this is a multi-day rally back up to the upside and almost getting close up to this previous all-time highs. 442, we're only like 10 bucks away, 9 bucks away. Not that much. So, is this the right time to go long? Absolutely not. Was this the right time? Maybe not, maybe yes, but risk to reward ratio was huge here, right? Now, if you look at my screen, I think a pullback or a mini, at least a mini pullback, definitely we could see in the market. And where things can go here on Dow Jones, if we get a pullback, there will be strong support at 436 50-day moving average. Only if that gives up, then watch out for gap fill reversal at 433 right down here. To the upside, if things are just going to continue this way, next stop will be 445, and over that we might be retesting previous all-time highs again, which is at 451.55 on Dow Jones. On triple Q, it's up 1.28%. So these type of moves, you cannot really catch these moves unless you got in earlier. And if you're chasing, you're really playing a dangerous game with this market. You can see gap up and go. Why there was a gap up? Well, lots of chip names, especially Nvidia, and AI news coming out of Trump investments and all that, and that's why market really liked it, especially all these semi names, and everything went up. If you look at ARM, AMD, Nvidia, you name it, TSM, all are just flying. And if you look at big names like Microsoft also participating in that rally. Who's gonna stop Nasdaq? It's gonna go up, right? So we just had that gap up and go once again. This is a massive gap up and go. We did not even close this gap from Trump winning the election here. 492. We came back almost close to it. We did not fill the gap. And now, look at this. On the daily time frame, gap up and go. And then now 510 is way down here, guys. Forget about getting a pullback down here. We might not even get a pullback down to 520 in the short term. So going into tomorrow's session and into Friday, watch out. If there is a pullback, gap fill reversal should act as a support right here, 526 to 527. Underneath that level, we might be pulling back down to 521.57 to 520, 5-day moving average. As long as we're over this gap, after filling this gap, things can continue back up to, especially 533. We got that rejection right here exactly. And if we can take that out and this Bollinger Band actually moves up even higher, you're going to see a retest or possibly a breakout over previous all-time high, which is at 539 on triple Q. On SPY ETF, it's up 0.56%. So this one also doing it. Again, you can see gap up and go. 603 gap. We did not even look back today and continued back up to almost near all-time highs. only just $1 away from hitting all-time high. And why we cannot do that? Well, Bollinger Band not fully extended up to 609, so we kind of got that, consolidation here, and then a mini tiny pullback, not even $2 from the top, right? So going into tomorrow's session, if there is a pullback that we see in the market, maybe a gap down, mini gap down, I mean, this is not going to be something big. $3 gap down, definitely we can afford it. We can even get a gap down to 600, and that would be healthy for this, big gap up and go. I mean, look at how many gaps here, guys. Yes, we did close this election gap on SPY, but from that election gap, we had this red body hammer type candle. And from there, it would just gap up and go, and then again continuing today, gap up and go, and pretty much hitting brand new all-time highs or getting close to previous all-time highs. So going into tomorrow's session, there will be resistance at 609. Over that, we might be going up to 614. We get a pullback, support, and gap fill reversal at 603, 600, and below that to watch out for this 598 area, 5-day moving average, and then 596 down to 594.35, this gap down here on SPY ETF. So on IWM, it's down just over 0.5%. And you can see, I mean, this thing was way outside the Bollinger Band, and we got a rejection off of this 230 level, and that's the 50-day moving average. So we're under 50-day moving average, and if this thing clears 230, we might be heading back up to all-time highs, or especially up to at least 238 in the short term. Now, tomorrow, it's really close to this gap, 227. We might fill this gap from yesterday right here, 227, and we all know that 227 is the level that we're all watching and needs to hold. Gap fill reversal right here needs to hold on IWM. If this support gives up at 227, then you're going to see a dump off down to 223, and then even this gap down here, 220. To the upside, as long as we're over 227, watch out for the breakout and the resistance over 230, and if that happens, this thing heading higher back up to 238. On VIX is slightly up on the day, but nothing big. And if you look at my screen, VIX Bollinger Band here on bottom actually coming up and is sitting at 1384. So I don't see, maybe $1.50 to $1 downside here on VIX, but I think very soon you're going to see this thing spiking again back up to the upside. Yes, we did break this trend line, which is not a good news for VIX, especially breaking down this trend line. You can see it's been holding for a couple of weeks, and now it actually broke, and now it's heading down and holding 15 as a support. So 15 bucks, your line in the sand, and the next stop will be down here at 13.84. If this thing is able to break and hold, I would say 16 bucks. Over that, we might see a move up to 18, and then once we get over 18, we can talk about possibly more upside up to 20 bucks on VIX. So before we wrap up this video, I want to show you guys that dollar is also up and on the move today and pretty much coming down to these lows down here and finding support and going back up. So if this thing is able to get back up, especially up to 109.26, you're going to see a significant pullback in the market. Now also on TNX, I want to have a quick look. So 10-year yield was also up on the day 0.5%, so not a bad day. And you can look at my screen, it's still within this uptrend, guys. Huge move to the upside from this bottom that we saw, just a couple of months ago. And now we're just pulling back from the highest high and holding right here, not even getting under these lows. So if this thing is able to get over 4.66, we're going to see, TNX pumping back up to the upside. And we all know that if these things are pumping again, especially dollar and the 10-year yield, you're going to see market pulling back once again. And that's all I have for you guys in this video. Thank you so much for watching, guys.